Well, it looks like war with Iran. The worst case scenario in terms of the shit I was describing, I guess, happened. This is actually insane that Trump is deciding to go along with complete schizo nonsense from Benjamin Netanyahu because this is an obvious provocation of war. Great, fantastic, very good. So I guess I was completely wrong in saying that, well, Trump's probably going to stall it out and not go forward with anything because, again, political consequences and stuff. Then I should have snapped back to reality and just be like, wait, we're dealing with Trump here, who doesn't believe in anything. So my mistake, I suppose. My mistake for trying to do any form of fucking analysis. Whatever. Like, what we got here from the Mad King? We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All right, I need everyone. I need everyone to understand that this is illegal. In order to do war, you need approval from Congress. You need approval from those guys. He just didn't take it. He didn't do it. That's great. Thank you, Obama, for setting this fucking precedent. Very cool that we are basically stuck about this. I think, like, from what I understand, there has been movements of a bunch of B-2 stealth bombers to the military. It's an air base in the middle of the Indian Ocean called Diego Garcia. It's a little island about 3,800 kilometers off from Iran, something like that. So, what? I think the B-2s, they're based in Guam. They left Guam to go to Diego Garcia. And then they stationed there in Diego Garcia, probably got refitted, got their armaments, blah, 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 in order to be able to bomb the nuclear site, basically. And they went ahead and bombed the shit out of them. Very cool, very cool. Listen, I'm gonna get my fucking military tech simping out of the way real quick. I like the B2. I think the B2 is such an incredible fucking piece of engineering. I think it's really fucking cool that there was like a secret compound that the Americans found out to make the B2 undetectable by like radar and stuff. Okay, I'm getting my fucking military. I'm taking my listen, dude, you can cancel me, okay? I just want to get my military tech simping out of the way a little bit. Listen, I love like looking and learning about military tech. I think it's really fascinating. But, you know, it shouldn't really underscore about the fact that this is really, really bad. I don't know what kind of bombs were dropped here, because Trump's dropped the Moab before, right? He did it in Afghanistan, but whatever. Yeah, you know, time to get clipped out of context by dumbasses saying like, look at Daho here simping for U.S. imperialist tech. How dare he? Time to make a 3,000 word twit longer on why he's such a heckin' stinker. SR-71 also looks pretty cool, but you know, that thing got shot down. Haha, Packwatch Rip Bozo. B2, that hasn't been shot down yet. Although honestly, like, who the fuck knows when that's gonna happen? Technology is getting better and better. But you know, we're on a fucking complete like airplane autist tangent. Okay, whatever. Yeah, sure. Pakistan's 3,000 black jets. Very cool. All planes are now outside of Iranian airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary strike, Fordow. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. Yeah, dude, the great American warriors that are fucking going along with the Benjamin Netanyahu fucking schizo plan because of Donald Trump deciding to be like, oh, actually, I remember that I'm a big simp for Benjamin Netanyahu. Actually, it's not America first. It's Israel first. Est. The most first. Let's not forget, folks. Very important. So, yeah, that's cool. That's great. Like, I'm just so surprised that the worst case scenario ended up playing out. It's incredible. Like, for all the, like, because I don't think don't think I did like particularly inaccurate analysis there. Probably. I don't know. In terms of like the hypothetical scenarios for what could possibly happen with this deal. But like, I don't know. Mad King's gonna Mad King. Whoever's gonna get into his ear last in terms of, I don't know, whatever autistic fixation Trump has at the moment is gonna be the most successful in convincing him to do a particular thing. It's incredible, dude. Like, this is like, without a doubt, it's gonna fucking escalate. I mean, we already have the Iranian response. Every American citizen or military, asset, I assume, in the region is now a target. Because again, like, Iran is quite heavily restraining themselves, saying like, yeah, we really don't want the U.S. to be involved in this whatsoever, because they understand that it would just not that it's an untenable position for the Iranians. They have the mountains, right? Like, in a long protracted war, Iran will win, but in the short term, they really do not want to deal with all of the like potential casualties and consequences of the Americans joining, well, a potential war / invasion with the Israelis, because they don't want to fucking deal with that smoke. They don't want that bullshit, because they don't want war. Like, quite honest. Like, keep in mind, let's not forget, to be honest. Like, why is this even happening to begin with? There was a recent vote that passed in the Knesset just by 2 votes, which threatened to collapse the Israeli government. Why? Because of how ridiculously unpopular Benjamin Netanyahu is. Considering how he's been, well, going to war with, like, literally fucking everyone around him. He's bombed Lebanon, he's bombed Syria, the Houthis, he's bombed, of course, the Palestinians, which, I mean, the Israelis don't give a shit about, but they give a shit about the fact that they're bombing, like, 5 people at once. So, Israel's just like, can we just, like, stop? We're just war. Can we stop? No more. We're done, okay? No more. We've been at this for like a year and a half, and now we're bombing 5 fucking different people at once. What the fuck are we doing? Like, for real. Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with us? Like, I honestly, I think that's like the unironic reason. It's not because they have like a particular affinity to the Arab states that are around them that they perceive as like their enemies or whatever. I think it's pure just complete war weariness, more than likely from the populace. And as a result, Benjamin Netanyahu is tanking in terms of popularity as a result. And while his coalition that's already particularly fragile is cracking more and more and more. But again, the only reason why he wants to keep the war cabinet going for as long as possible is because he has corruption charges swirling around him. As the election, I think in 2022 was happening, that got Netanyahu back into power as the prime minister, there was the Supreme Court, I believe, of Israel brought charges against him of corruption, and that was about to be litigated in front of like a jury of peers, blah blah blah. You know, that was what was going to happen, and more than likely, Netanyahu knew his ass was fucking grass because he is incredibly fucking corrupt, very very corrupt politician. So instead of going to jail, he was just like, well, I need to make sure I win politically, so then I can just start bombing the shit out of people, assemble the war council, and then, well, here we are. I can't go to jail because I'm in power, and there's wars going on, and that's just how the Constitution of Israel works. Does Israel have a constitution? They probably do. Whatever. If they don't have like a fucking constitution, it doesn't matter. Who cares, right? So that's the objective of Netanyahu. That's why he's doing the things that he's doing. But I find it really funny that, like, Trump is also saying, like, this was an amazing success tonight. It's like, buddy, like, you're just endangering people in the region for, like, no reason at the behest of, like, a complete fucking Holocaust revisionists fucking, like, complete schizo, like, conspiracy theory saying that, well, not even a conspiracy theory. It's just an outright lie that he's been perpetuating for the past 30 years. The same lie for the past 30 years, over and over and over again, saying Iran's gonna get a nuke, guys. They're gonna get a nuke. They're gonna get a nuke. They're gonna get a nuke. And they still haven't gotten a nuke. And even like, meh. Nothing. Just nothing. Oh, they don't have a constitution? Just 14 quasi-constitutional basic laws that can be changed. Interesting. Okay. Well, I learned a little bit of something new about how Israeli law works. Fantastic. Great. Great information. Thank you, Boy Meets Mini. So, we all know why this is happening. It's just Netanyahu wants to stay in power permanently until he dies, so then he doesn't have to deal with the court. That's it. That's literally it. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. We just bombed the fuck out of them. So we're going to try to sue for peace now? I don't think this is how exactly peace through strength really works. I don't think so. So, crazy. Yeah, like that's a great point, Boy Meets Mini. Yeah, bro just wants to burn the world. World War III to make sure he doesn't go to court. It's actually insane. Honestly, he's more insane than Trump, which is saying something. It's ridiculous. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Matter, not manner. Sorry. Listen, I can't read. I'm a little old, folks. I can't really read so good. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no way he fucking wrote this, okay? Some other fucking dumbass wrote this. Every time you see, thank you for your attention to this matter, I don't think that's Trump writing this. I'm gonna be honest. But we're just gonna get into a little meme, real gluck suck real quick. We got Charlie Kirk here, my favorite guy. We love Charlie Kirk. So cool, very good. So, keep in mind, this coalition was meant to be anti-war. No wars. Blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that. Now, what we got here? It's going unnoticed because so much other news is happening, but the war drums are beating in D.C. The warmongers worried that this is their last chance to get the white whale they've been chasing for 30 years, an all-out regime change war against Iran. A new Middle East war would be a catastrophic mistake. Our military stockpiles are depleted from 3 years of backing Ukraine. Okay, that's fucking ridiculous. Most of the stuff that was being sent to fucking Ukraine was a lot of old Cold War tech that was about to be decommissioned. But sure, Charlie, yeah, totally. The stockpiles of the 7 trillion ammunition that the U.S. probably has was totally depleted because of Ukraine. Whatever. This isn't about fucking Ukraine. The stupid fucking schizo shit. And they'll say the same thing that, yeah, Israel has to get everything possible from us in order to bomb the fuck out of Palestinians. Charlie Kirk doesn't believe in nothing, okay? Who cares about what this complete, charlatan fucking believes? So, our effort to reshore manufacturing has only just begun and will take years to bear fruit. Bro. Okay, man. Yeah, dude, because the tariffs are totally going to do that. I keep getting sidetracked because Charlie Kirk is such a fucking moron, liar, charlatan, but whatever. War would worsen our already immense national debt. Sure, yeah. Iran is larger than Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan combined. A war would not be easy and could easily become a calamity. Okay, sure, principled take from Charlie Kirk. I don't disagree with this necessarily, besides the idiotic shit that's spliced in here, but, that's a complete other fucking story. Because all of a sudden, with, Trump having replenished it instantaneously, or with the military stockpiles that apparently all went to Ukraine, whatever, stupid, but what do we got now? With the weight of the world on his shoulders, President Trump acted for the betterment of humanity. For the next few hours, spare us the armchair quarterbacking and instead trust our commander-in-chief. It's just perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, the conservative fucking populace. This is what it fucking looks like. Charlie Kirk believes in absolutely fucking nothing. Dude, we all know why he's doing this. It's because he just wants the fucking good old Trump sucky glucky. That's all that it is. He's just a complete propagandist fucking hack. It's like this. This is fucking nothing, dude. Whoa, Charlie Kirk represents nothing and believes in nothing. Who would have thought to think could be possible? Incredible. Let's go through this quick Fox News sort of glazing.
Jen Griffin at the Pentagon. I know working the phones, sometimes phones mid-live shot as getting more information about what has transpired here. Jennifer, thoughts?
Well, Brett, I think, yes, my phone has been literally ringing off the hook. But what I would say is that it's notable how much deception was involved in this operation. All eyes were looking west towards Guam and the B-2s that took off late last night towards Guam. It's possible that, but if the distance there would suggest that the B-2s may have also flown east from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. Remember, the air refuelers, many of them were placed in Europe and across the Middle East, and that is what is known as an air refueling bridge. And all of those B-2s would require much air refueling in order to make it route.
Oh, dude, this fucking just complete gluck suck is so fucking stupid, bro. Like, yeah, it's so fucking dumb, bro. Like, yeah, man, totally. Like, look at Trump being such a fucking genius with all. Like, we saw like, this isn't as, like, deceptive as you think. People probably thought that this was going to happen. People were already fucking tracking the fucking air refuelers going across Europe and being deployed in other fucking locations like in Guam and shit like that. People saw this movement already and were just like, alright, what's going on here? What's up? What's happening? Something sussy's going on. Maybe, like, I don't know, people didn't know it'd be, like, for the air bridge towards, you know, dumbass, annoying Iran for all the B-2s. Sure, like, people don't know the 100% perfect details, but people knew something sussy was going on, that there's some kind of movement. And there's some pretext for some bullshit. Like, get your fucking head out of your ass. People are not that stupid.
They usually fly round trip from Whiteman. And so what we can say, and the president said this in his Truth Social post, is that a full payload of bombs, those massive ordnance penetrators, the 30,000-pound bunker buster bombs, were dropped at Fordo. And as we have reported, there are two entrances.
30,000-pound bunker buster bombs, which is stuff that Israel does not have access to, right? That's like that crazy American tech, right? But, you know, cool, great, yeah. Because that's going to be a really great idea to drop on random nuclear sites. Clearly, this is not going to potentially cause any potential radiological problems at all. Nah, there's no consequences for this at all. Yeah, dude, really. Are those thermobaric? I don't know. They're armor penetrating, that's for sure, right? Like, they're meant to just, like, punch through with their sheer weight and then blow up inside. That's how the bunker buster bomb works, right? So, is that going to do? The Moab is. I don't think that this wasn't the Moab, right? I don't think so. The B-2 can drop the Moab, right? It can do that as a strategic bomber, but I don't think. I don't think that these are thermobaric. They could punch through like concrete and stuff, and probably a bunch of other shit. I don't know. I don't know the fucking mechanics of bombs. Like, who gives a shit? I play Factorio, okay?
To Fordo. So at least two bombs at each two entrances, which suggests at least two B-2s were involved over Fordo. My suspicion is that there were more. And then you have the two other sites, Natanz, which also has an underground enrichment facility. The Israelis had not been able to reach or take out that facility despite the last 10 days of bombing. And so now U.S. warplanes, likely another B-2 bomber, had dropped that MOP, the 30,000-pound bunker buster, on Natanz. And then you also have Isfahan, a third site south of Tehran. And that is also a very significant enrichment facility. So those B-2 bombers, it's possible that as everybody was looking west for the B-2s flying towards Guam, that in fact there was another package of squadron of B-2s that were flying east from Whiteman. It's about a 15-hour trip from Whiteman in Missouri to the Middle East to Iran. And those bombers often fly round trip and take them about 30 hours to get home. But they are out of danger tonight. They are not in Iranian airspace anymore, according to the president. The other thing I can point out, Brett, is that this is an operation, in the last 18 years since I've been at the Pentagon, I've never seen such operational security. There was nobody speaking.
Yeah, this fucking guys, they didn't use the signal chats, okay? They didn't put this on Signal or anything. So that's really cool. Fantastic. Yeah, well, you know, Boy Meets Minnie, we got to do everything possible at the behest of fucking Benjamin Netanyahu to make sure he can stay in power for as long as possible. Israel first, but America first, folks. Let me tell you, very important. I care so much about America.
About this, any of the preparations. There was a complete lockdown, almost a blackout of information for the last few days. I'm sitting here in the Pentagon right now. I can tell you the hallways are empty, and all of the information is coming right now out of the White House. That is a significant achievement because there were no leaks about the timing. Now, sometimes I think a lot of the flight trackers, the open source intelligence flight trackers, that flight radar did indicate some of when the B-2s took off from Whiteman. But again, nobody really expected that it would take place this evening. If you look at the moon.
I find it very funny how she just admits that it did happen. God, it's so fucking funny, dude. It's just like, so, you know, some of the trackers did kind of detect the B-2s because they saw the air refuelers. They probably also saw the B-2s and were just like, why are all these B-2s moving? Because we knew that they were moving, right? Right, we knew that they were up to something, but it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, you know, we love our signal chats and stuff like that. Very, very funny.
moon schedule. You might have had a clue because it was a waning crescent and almost a new moon on the 25th. So it would have been very, very dark over Iran tonight. And you need that in order to bomb. That's the ideal condition for something like a B-2 that is, yes, it's stealth, but it still has to be escorted in case Iran were to put up any planes or there were any opportunities to fire on those B-2s, which are such valuable and very, very special planes.
Well, as far as I can tell, I mean, Israel currently has air superiority over Iran. Good luck getting any planes over anything, right? Like it's probably not going to happen. Most of the I don't know, like most of the jets that fucking Iran has, they had like a bunch of F-14 Tomcats they got from the U.S. back during the time of the Shah. That's for sure. But also like maybe they have a bunch of Russian planes as well. I'm not exactly certain like what the capabilities are. I mean, in comparison to American planes, like it's just like I don't even know if they're going to be able to compete with the technology that America has. Listen, you're gonna figure out why the American people don't have healthcare, huh?
Only the U.S. military has this kind of weaponry and this capability. No other country in the world could have carried off what occurred tonight at those 3 uranium enrichment sites.
Sure, man. There's totally not going to be any consequences at all to this, whatsoever. Sure. Why is Big Hegseth trending? What did he say? He say anything? And besides being an alcoholic? Zero leaks, zero idea of Donald Trump's plan. Huge shout out to P. Hegseth. Okay, sure. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure anyone could have, like, come up with this plan, and all these, like, I don't know, fucking troglodyte moron, like, sycophantic freaks are just, like, saying, like, totally, this was a super heckin' Reno, epic poggers, Reno, whatever the fuck, bumblefuck bullshit, whatever, it's stupid. It's all the same, like, idiotic fucking dog shit from these people every single fucking time, but our boy, he had a bit of an address. You know? The big man. He decided to address the crowd. Why don't we take a look?
Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes.
Yeah, it's literally, we even saw Tulsi Gabbard. It's the same fucking manufacturing consent. You know, her and Colin Powell, they have something in common. So, very, very cool. Is this list, like, mostly, like, a 50-minute stream? Does he only speak for, like, 6 minutes? Whatever.
Strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity, and
of which Tulsi Gabbard herself confirmed that they were not fucking enriching have anywhere close to being able to get a nuke. So that's cool. That's great. Fantastic. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great in terms of Trump's approval rating and polling. This isn't gonna be bad at all in terms of protests. Totally. Yeah, like I said before, like the American people, they're not gonna fucking take this sitting down. This is only going to catalyze those fucking No Kings protests. Those are gonna be fucking ratcheted up because of his fucking idiotic belligerence. Very, very good. Yeah, MAGA endless wars. Let's go, MAGA endless wars. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Like, I mean, this is a local Fox affiliate, Boy Meets Minnie. Let's be fair. You know, doesn't mean it's necessarily the same as the main Fox conglomerate. Blah 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 blah. But the fact that this is fucking happening is like, oof. It's not good, dude. Especially in like home turf. Not a good look.
A stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace.
Wait, I have a question. Wait, I thought even Tulsi Gabbard, your DNI representative, has said that they've been significantly curtailed because of the loss of their proxies, but they're still a big bully. Again, standard fascistic bullshit all the time, talking out of both sides of your mouth. Our enemy is incredibly weak but incredibly fucking strong at the exact same time. Standard fascist rhetoric here. Again, as far as we know, they only made it to 60% enrichment in terms of the uranium. Did they make it to the 90% in order to be able to produce a nuclear weapon? No. Even Tulsi Gabbard herself acknowledges this and says that even the Iranian nuclear sort of weapons program was stopped, and that was stopped over 20 fucking years ago, but we have to go along with Netanyahu, fucking Holocaust revisionist, fucking schizo conspiracy theory, saying like, no, they're definitely doing it. They're definitely doing it, right, yeah, totally, yeah. Yeah, like about 60% purity. That's based off of what the IAEA has said, right? Rafael Grossi also confirmed this. So, and we all know why this has fucking happened. Buddy, you're the reason why this is happening. The JCPOA was in place to stop this. Iran was complying with the fucking deal. Out of the 11 times the IAEA went to fucking inspect, they were fucking complying. And you just decided to tear it up because Netanyahu decided to go on his to like a little presentation in front of the UN saying like Iran almost has a nuke. They almost have it. And we all know the stupid like fucking diagram of the Acme bomb that dumbass Netanyahu had. Like, come on, we know the fucking mean. It's stupid. Presentation at the UN. It's the dumbest shit on the fucking planet, bro. This shit, dude. This is fucking cartoonish. Look at this Acme-ass fucking image, dude. Look at this. You're telling me that this is how you make a nuclear weapon? Fucking little, what? Lit fuse and everything? Get the fuck out of here, bro. This is what I mean. This is fucking goddamn cartoonish, man. Absolutely cartoonish.
If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been...
Wait, what do they mean by that? Well, why don't we pull up the clip, you know? What is it? Ali Khamenei? Death to America? Oh, sure, we can do that. What's that mean? What do they mean by this?
گله میکنن که چرا ملت ایران میگن مرگ بر آمریکا. اولا بنده این رو برای حضرات بزرگان آمریکایی روشن کنم. مرگ بر آمریکا یعنی مرگ بر ترامپ و جان بولتون و پومپئو. مرگ بر اینا یعنی مرگ بر سردمداران. ما به مردم
You have no problems with the American people. Well, I don't know. It seems pretty clear to me that doesn't mean anything about the people. I don't know. It seems like it's just fucking preservationist bullshit. Oh yeah, like listen, we could talk about like the religious theocracy that exists within Iran and the problems with that and how it's bad, yada yada yada. But like, Trump's not being honest when he's talking about like they chant death to America, death to Israel. Guys, I wonder why Iran might have problems with Israel. Couldn't be because of the random assassinations of IRGC commanders that fucking Israel tends to do all of the time, and the assassinations of fucking scientists they keep doing over and over and over again. Yeah, it's ridiculous, honestly.
Killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with...
Yeah, guess what? They were not fucking doing that. They didn't even attack you when the Israelis were attacking. They were just sending retaliatory strikes to Israel. Now they're definitely going to retaliate back on American sites and bases against you guys. And again, whoa, Iranian proxies were going after fucking American soldiers because they were invading particular like territories that they were in. Am I supposed to be shocked or surprised by any of this? Like, come on, dude. Like, are you serious? Yeah, like they don't want to target the Americans because again, like I've explained before, Iran doesn't want to deal with like the Americans entering into the fight because they don't have the weapons in order to be able to contend with the American fucking empire. They know that, and they know overall it would be completely devastating to them. they could hold off the Israelis to a certain extent, sure. Like, that's more of, like, a fair fight for them. But with the Americans, in terms of their advanced tech and weapons capabilities, nah, probably not. Not that, like, Iran would lose the war. They wouldn't capitulate if a ground invasion happened. Right, they're going to probably lose the major population centers, if I were to take a guess, but they can retreat back into the fucking mountains and just fight there. And good luck getting them out of the fucking mountains. That's not going to fucking happen. The Zagros Mountains, in comparison to the mountains of Afghanistan, way fucking worse. Okay? Like, come on. It's silly.
Roadside bombs, that was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East.
Wait, hold on. That wasn't Iran that was doing... That was all, like, Iraq and Afghanistan. You want to blame Iran for that? What? Huh? Alright, nice meme.
Around the world have died as a direct result of their hate, in particular.
Hold on, I'm curious. Did Iran ever provide, like, material support to Al Qaeda? Al Qaeda, sure, I can believe Al Qaeda, but the Taliban? The Taliban in Iran do not have good relations with one another. Like, the Taliban threatened to invade Iran at a particular point in order to go after certain minority populations that were evacuating to Iran because of religious persecution that the Taliban was doing within Afghanistan. Very interesting, very interesting.
So many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani.
He's lying, by the way. Qasem Soleimani was fighting ISIS. So, that's really cool. Very, very good. No, not to Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda are Sunni extremists. They usually fight Shia Iranian proxies. Ah, thank you, Alec. I never keep it... Right, yeah, because Al-Qaeda was responsible for 9/11 and then... Or primarily responsible for 9/11. And Al-Qaeda... fucking had like 15 Saudi Arabians on the fucking plane, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Decided along.
Also, Qasem Soleimani was like fighting ISIS, you dumbass, and you just randomly assassinated him. Like, it's stupid.
A long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said,
we love the illegal provocations. Yay! I know that Democrats were like getting a bunch of bipartisan legislation. I think Tim Kaine basically sort of was writing up legislation which had Republican support, funnily enough, in the Senate for limiting Donald Trump's war powers resolutions. But hey, I guess it was a little too slow, and here we fucking go. Here comes the illegal fucking strike. Because again, like, Trump does not have the ability to do this. He's not supposed to be able to do this through executive action only. Congress is the one who's supposed to approve war powers resolutions and acts by the fucking president. This is illegal, of course, but, you know, I find it really funny that people are saying, like, L, F, impeach, boo, you know, in the fucking Fox News local affiliate chat. Like, it's pretty fucking crazy, dude. God damn, dude. I'm telling, this is going to be a sinker for him. This is not going to go well. Like, this is going to be really, really bad for Trump.
This cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill.
So this is the fucking problem, generally speaking, because it's the exact same stuff that also happened in Iraq and Afghanistan. Not very clear targets, objectives that need to be fucking fulfilled, right? Why were the U.S. occupying Afghanistan for so long? Well, part of the reason is because no one at the Pentagon knew what the objective was at that point, saying like, I don't know, we're just kind of in there because we're just kind of in there at this point. And it eventually got to the point where no one knew what the mission objective was. It wasn't outlined or stipulated whatsoever. So everyone was just like, I don't know, we're just kind of chilling there at this point. So fuck it, who cares? Like, YOLO swag 420. We're like, dude, we're swagging out with the Taliban in the mountains, woo! And that's like part of the reason why people were extremely sort of like war weary and saying like, dude, the fuck these wars, bro. Like Iraq, Afghanistan, especially when it started to turn on George Bush, when everyone figured out like, oh, Bush was full of shit when he justified us going into Iraq and Afghanistan. So, you know, it's the same bullshit, dude. Like, I've said this before. History does not tend to repeat itself, but it likes to rhyme. And we are in a rhyming point of history. Like, this will not be remembered well. Like, keep it $1.50.
Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago.
We did it the best, folks.
Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular,
we're going to have to catch that then tomorrow.
I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel. And
honestly, Boy Meets Minnie, someone probably at AIDS probably told him to talk like this. 1,000% guaranteed. Because I was going to make a comment saying, like, bro does not normally talk like this. He's on some shit. He's on, maybe he's not like on anything in particular, but he's basically like been told you need to sort of project normalcy, be calm, not be too erratic or sporadic or whatever. This is because this ain't normal. This ain't normal.
God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And God bless Israel, dude. Very funny. That it? That's it. Lovely. So, again, I guess we're up for a quick conclusion. We all know why this is happening. The justifications behind all of this. Plain and simple. It's the easiest fucking shit on the planet. He's just doing this at the behest of the military-industrial complex, and because Benjamin Netanyahu asked him to be like, guy, like, Trump, you want to get like a deal with Iran? Just like bomb the fuck out of them. It's totally gonna work. And that's literally it. Literally. So, you know, I guess illegal resolutions to war have now been called. Fantastic, very good, excellent, great. We love that for us. And, whoa. Well, it's just, it's Iraq all over again. It's Iraq and Afghanistan all over again. And, I mean, if you fucking thought that was just a complete quagmire, Iran's gonna be like 100 times worse because it's significantly more mountainous and there's way more fucking people living in Iran. Iran, at the very least, is quite a well-developed country in comparison to Afghanistan and Iraq. It's not going to work, man. It just isn't. And no one is going to join in this time. At least with Iraq and Afghanistan, there was a coalition of countries that were going in with the U.S. when Article 5 was called. The same thing is not going to happen this time. History's not going to, like, repeat itself. So, if there is a ground invasion, because that's the only way at this point that this gets any worse and escalates further, is if a ground invasion happens. Like, again, and it's all because at the behest of Netanyahu just not going to court for his corruption charges. These bros are willing to start World War III just because one guy doesn't want to go to court. It's genuinely just absolutely incredible, the sort of like state of politics that we're in. That one dude is willing to burn down and drag the whole world down into a potential for world war, for fuck's sake, all because two guys that just don't want to go to court. It is absolute fucking insanity.